Hey everybody, what's up? It's Dakota and Zeke here to launch another episode for you guys of The Warrior Behind the Beard. And for all of you who have listened before, you kind of know what we're going to do here. And if you haven't, really, man, we're just trying to interview day-to-day bearded savages. We want to know what makes them tick, what they like to do, their struggles, a little bit of their life story, just get to know them better. And we've interviewed some great guys thus far, and we hope to keep doing this for y'all. To us, it's something pretty special, and we really hope you enjoy it. So be sure to listen in, man. But for now, I'm going to give it over to my man Zeke so he can introduce who we're going to talk to today. Take it away, Zeke.
Sam, good, brother. I have a quick question, though. Who the hell is Dakota?
Oh, man, people, that's an alias. I'm sorry. It's DK. It's DK.
Oh, we're here with DK, man.
Yeah, I got to get back in story with you,
man. So, guys, how's it going? I'm happy to be here with our next guest. And this guy has some stories, man. And if we're going to give you guys a little story, a little insight of when we do our pre-show and we prepare, our sound check with this guy was about 50 minutes long. So that's to give you a little preview of what's coming your way with the stories that my man has here. So today we're going to have, I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction first. So this guy is from Rhode Island, born in Rhode Island, lived freaking everywhere. And then went back to Rhode Island right now. And he is currently not working thanks to the Rona, but he has done a bunch of things, everything from personal trainer to head of security in a hospital. Like, this guy's going to have stories for us. His beard is about currently 5 inches, and he's been, 5 inches, and he's been growing that on and off since high school. And this is my favorite fun fact about him right now. It's he claims to be the white guy that can jump. All right. And he has a Michael Jordan jump man tattoo. And I think I mispronounced that because I'm not cool. A Jordan jump man tattoo on his calf. That's amazing. Now, everybody help me welcome my man, David Gallagher here. How's it going, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
Hey guys, what's up?
Happy to have you on, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Seriously.
Excited to kick this off with you.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. I've been waiting all night, all day, all week. Seriously. No, seriously, I really do appreciate it because I've been listening in ever since the beginning. And what's funny, I think when Zeke, when you first messaged me a while back, and I kind of messaged you actually, I think what's funny is I didn't know who you were. And so I think I came into conclusion after we were talking or DMing each other, not talking. And then randomly was like, dude, wait a minute. You're the guy who started the Warrior Behind the Beard project. So I'm like, so totally flipped the conversation into when am I freaking getting on here? So I'm really excited.
I remember that. Yeah, you were like, oh, hold on. You're one of those podcast dudes.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, dude, I'm pumped. I think I'm on my 6th or 7th Red Bull.
Oh shit.
Oh
boy.
I've got my beef jerky with me. And I have no idea why, because we're not doing this in person, but I freaking brushed my teeth before. So if you've ever brushed your teeth and then had beef jerky, don't do it. It's gross.
That's nasty, bro. And Red Bull on top of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
All right, my man. So I'm gonna give this back to DK now. I'm sorry, to Dakota. For his first question.
Again, wait a minute. He's the man of many names.
Yes, I do go by many names. But no, I will be kicking this off. And it's titled Warrior Behind the Beard, so I gotta give the first question to your beard, man. What made you want to grow a beard in the beginning?
Oh, that is a great question. And honestly, um, when I was about 18, so after I graduated high school, I realized that, hey, maybe I can be like a man now. So maybe I should try to grow a beard. And dude, I couldn't grow anything on the sides or anything like that. So I just stuck with what I thought I could do. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Red Bull. I I I grew just the goatee just because I'm like, all right, let's just start with this and then see where it goes. So I've just been on and off from there, and yeah, I mean, I've had so many different jobs, like you guys said, and I've just kind of went with the flow. But now with the Rona and stuff like that, I thought, you know what? Let's see what we could do. Let's see how big I can get it.
Nice.
Um,
So
and so
Hold on,
that's
dude,
where
because
it's at right now.
I know how old you are, so you probably went through this phase the same way I did.
Hmm.
Because I believe we're the same age, correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So
Yes, sir.
we are never mind how old. And
Yeah, right. I was just gonna
did
say,
you
don't say it. Don't say it,
did
because
you
I
go
will sticky
the
kick you.
did you go through a soul patch period? Do you remember
Yeah,
that, what I'm talking
I
about?
totally did. Totally,
nice.
Yeah.
dude. I've had it all. Like the problem is the what I couldn't do is I couldn't grow under the chin or under. I mean, the neck sucked because in the beginning we all go through that freaking horrible itch, and I just, you know, I couldn't do that, and so I had to go with the trends. Of course, you said the soul patch, but I also did the um, what is it? The freaking jawline. I did the line up like right at the chin, and that thing was freaking ugly, and it was just like peach fuzz in the middle and my cheeks, and then my mustache couldn't grow very good, and then the goatee was like the mustache, and then in between the chin, and then there's that little spot that when you're younger it just isn't possible to grow. But yeah,
Oh, bro.
so
So you've had a lot
I
of.
remember
Oh,
the.
sorry.
No, no, go ahead,
I
brother.
was gonna say, so you've had a lot of different trends that you've tried, and I heard you say when you were 18. Have you been lucky enough to been able to grow facial hair that long? Like, how long have you had facial hair?
yeah, I mean, I never did before just because, I mean, it was peach fuzz, dude. Like it
Yeah.
was like it just wasn't coming in at all. But I think at 18 I was like, all right, you know, let's start trying to get some women. So I thought, you know, let me do something manly,
The
and
soul patch.
then the soul patch, yeah. Or lack of in the beginning. I think it was more like in the mid 20s when I did that. Oh man, now I'm getting into numbers. But yeah, I mean, I got married. I think I shaved it when I got married, and then right after I got married, I went back with the um. I think I went back with the goatee after that, but yeah,
Nice.
We're glad that you're a full beard now, man.
yeah, dude. So am I. Glad to be a part of the dudes.
So, brother, let me ask you what is exactly your beard routine here? When you how do you take care of it? Because you have a 5-inch beard, which is
Mhm.
pretty freaking long. I mean, I
Yeah.
know I have a pretty long beard. Mine is about three and a half.
Mhm.
So that's a pretty decent amount of hair. What do you do to take care of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think once I was able to find out that there was, you know, something to put in your face that will help you to get rid of that freaking itch. That itch is just terrible. I freaking, oh man, so my night and morning routine is pretty much never fails because the morning starts your day, and nighttime, you know, you got freaking however long you sleep. We'll probably get into that later, I'm assuming. about how long I sleep, which sometimes is non-existent. But like, I really try. I really switch it up all the time. I'm sorry, I'm not a beard struggle guy. I just let the cat out of the bag. I'm sorry. Maybe that's also like a wake up call to you guys. Hey, if you need another guy, I'm here. I'm free. I'm open. No, so I have a lot of products. I also have a lot of random carrier oils. So sometimes I'll just go with coconut oil. Sometimes I'll just go with emu oil. Sometimes I'll go with a combination of different ones. And, I usually do that because I'm trying to find something that's perfect, but obviously nothing's perfect. But I just try to switch it up all the time. I think my beard likes different things. So I don't have a specific company. I'm obsessed with the Bearded Mac. I love them. But yeah, I mean, there's that. And I don't usually stray away from those things. I mean, during the day, I mean, my whole goal with my morning routine is to try to get through the day, because there's a lot of stuff that you put in your beard that it only lasts a little bit. So I try to, make things last. So, I guess
there's so much information out there, man, that
Oh, yeah.
you don't know. I remember when I started growing my beard, it was like, should I wash it every day? Should I not? And it doesn't matter what you search, you get conflicted information all over the place. So honestly, it's whatever works for your face.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. I think what I've been doing, what's been helping is what I do is I try to condition my hair daily. If not, I just use water. And then I used to do things like weird and like backwards. I don't know if that makes sense. But like, it's better to take a shower, and then right after I take a shower with it just a little bit damp, I put in some beard oil, and then I kind of like go walk around a little bit, but I'm usually got craziness going on throughout the day. But then like 5 minutes later, I'll put it on again. So then I'll do a double beard oil, and then it seems to last all day.
Nice.
So, I don't usually use heat. I don't use heat because I think my like red hair is a little more wispy. You guys with that perfect like dark hair where you guys have like freaking bush, where it's like, I wish that I had your guys's. I look at your guys' pictures and I'm like, dude, you guys look like freaking chia pets, man. Like, you guys are like, have that perfect like dark beard that like, anyways, yeah.
It's a curse, bro. Okay, I just want you all to understand that all three of us just lost our man cards with this whole section that we just did. Okay, talking about conditioner and oils, and there's not even a point to try anymore. So, so let's just get away from this for a second.
I'm sorry.
So, you're good, brother. You're good. We let you into it. We participated. So, Dave, we started by saying that you had a whole bunch of jobs across your life here. So, I want to know, what did you wanted to be when you grew up? What was it you envisioned when you were growing up?
Oh my gosh, you guys have to go there. Oh man, I have like the worst memory in the world. Honestly, when I was younger, I played every sport you could think of: basketball, baseball, football. And I think my major goal, I grew up watching Michael Jordan, hence the tattoo. But I think I was obsessed with the guy because he was just like non-human. Like, the guy could freaking jump out of the building, like freaking play cards in the air while he's freaking dunking, and probably like, have a whole conversation with the guy before he freaking either lays it up or dunks it in someone's face.
Yeah, he was. I remember he was insane. He was just out of this world. You remember that time that he scored without even looking? That he's I think he's throwing a free throw or something like that, and he looks at the guy on the side and just without even taking his eyes off of him, just throws that ball.
for sure.
And
I
sports.
mean, yeah. I mean, the guy was like in a whole nother
Yeah.
league of his own, and
Oh,
even in a
mhm.
time, dude, it was in a time where everybody's like fighting and like it was literally like no blood, no foul. It was like there was no referees. He just give him the ball and it's just over. So I wanted to be in the NBA. That was my thing. You know, but I didn't have I didn't have the freaking head on straight. I was like, oh man, I was that typical freaking jock that just like ball, basketball, like food, like huh, like dude, I was all over the place. So I didn't. I think the problem is I probably played too many sports, so I didn't focus on
Gotcha.
one. So
You didn't focus on them. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah.
Well, then, okay, so you didn't go the NBA route. What was your first job ever? what was your very first job?
On that note,
You rejected all those contracts from the NBA, and then where did you move on to?
for real, I was one of those kids. I think when I was 14, I had my first job. Oh man, I think through a friend. I actually worked at an Adidas warehouse, and which was freaking amazing because this one, like, dude, they came up with the graphics and for the shoes all the way up to when they finally made the shoes. So that's where they also like tried them out. They had
Oh,
like a
nice.
little court. So basically, half the time I didn't work. But the good thing was, I mean, there was no one there, dude. There was no one. I never saw the guy that
shoot.
hired me. Like, I never saw him. Like, I don't know how that was possible, but it was.
Are
Like
you
the
sure you were
big
working there?
Yeah.
I know, right? That's what I mean, dude. I was playing basketball the whole time.
Who hired you, man?
Well, I kind of feel bad because that goes into my next question. Like, what was your first boss like? And he obviously wasn't there.
Non-existent.
There, it's like the best. It was like, but it was good because I would try to. My goal, even at a young age, I was like, let's just get all this done quick. Because I think what they did, they gave me a couple hours to do it, like 2 or 3 hours. And so I would always use that time. I probably could have been done in like 30 minutes because there's uninterrupted time, you know. And oh man, if I was a bad person, I totally would have freaking jacked stuff like, oh my gosh, free shoes, free this, free that. Like, oh, it's like open season, you know, like, but I didn't. So it was fun though. It was awesome. I think what I did is I pictured myself working there until it was like, maybe I could be the guy that like tries them out and stuff, like, you know, but that
Right.
didn't happen either.
So across all the jobs, we're not going to go in detail into all the jobs, but because we know that we're old. But what was your favorite job to date? Like when you have to think your favorite one.
Yeah. Oh, it's a toss up, dude. Because oh man, I'd have to say I've done a lot of door to door, and people probably listening are probably like, why freaking door to door? But then they're probably like, oh, dude, one of those guys like that would annoy the shit out of us when they knock on the door when we're freaking trying to have sex in the background. Those guys, you know, or whatever they do in the background.
That's the first thing you went to. That's cool, man.
Always. No, I'd have to say door to door just because it was every day was different. Every day was, you know, I tried my best to just take the best out of it. And I think I really like to talk to people, which is what you have to be. You have to like people when you're doing that job.
Yeah.
Because nobody just wants to just freaking annoy the shit out of people when they go, you know, around people's houses. And like, you got a million different things that people are thinking about you. And then, you know, we're just trying to be out there just like everybody else and make a dollar, you know? And so I think there's also a lot of stigmatism to somebody who's doing door to door. But yeah, dude, I have so many stories. Like, oh man,
Dude, give me the funniest one. Give me the funniest story that you have on the door to door.
Oh man, so there's a couple stories, and honestly, they all have to do with porn. They all have to do with something crazy.
What?
Like they all have to do with something. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. So there's one of them. I think the one that is the most scandalous as well is, I'd have to say, I had no idea that there was anything weird and creepy going on there at all. Which that's how it always is. You knock on the door, somebody opens it. You don't expect some like, it's not like there's an orgy going on, but it was like I talked to the guy. It was your goal. So I was doing sorry, I have to back up a little bit more for the freaking, oh man, Red Bull is killing me today. I'm like, I hope I'm speaking and like normal. So your goal when you're in door to door, when you're trying to set up an appointment for solar, that's what I did. And I was trying to set up appointments for a surveyor to come out. And what their job was to measure the roof. Their job is to take pictures around the house for somebody to come out and put them on the house, you know. So to get the best quote, you also have to go down, which is usually in the basement or in the garage, and you have to take pictures to send to corporate. So there's my little, like, so people could get a picture of that. So the surveyor calls me up, right? And they go, dude, you have to get over here. I don't know who the hell you sold. This is really weird. You have to come here. And I'm like,
Sweet.
Okay.
I'm on my way.
I'm like trying to get as many appointments as possible, dude. Like, but I'll be there. All right. I think I was a couple streets away. I came back and he goes, come in the house. And then he goes, come down to the basement. I'm walking down the basement and I had no idea what I was going to go into. I turned the corner, dude. The entire basement was like the creepo, like porn basement. Like, like I'm not talking just a few pictures and like some magazines. I'm talking, it was like a hoarder's basement.
Are we talking like pleasure room, like sex swings and
So not
like
that.
fucking shackles from the wall? What?
No. So I think it was worse than that. Like there's a picture, like tons of stuff around, and they're all porn stuff, pictures, like toys, but like the thing that catches your eye is a chair or like a recliner, and then a little small TV with like lotion and like
no.
Like, oh man, that was the craziest thing. And so I had to try to focus on what the guys were telling me, because there was a couple surveyors over there. I'm like, wow, dude, is this for real right now? Like, and so again, so picture, they're trying to take a picture of the electrical panel and there's porn pictures all over the electrical panel. So they're, and they have to send that back to corporate. So, dude, they're like, what do we do? And I'm like,
send a disclaimer, you know?
Fucking send it.
Dude, when you're door to door and when you're trying to get sales, and some days you'll get nothing and nobody even freaking open their door for you. You're handling rejection all day long. I'm like, just take the picture and send it in. You know, like, I don't care. That's not my job. I'm like, dude, do your freaking job. Oh man, but that was probably the funniest one. Like, dude,
man, I'm gonna get us away from 50 Shades of Grey real quick and go into something different.
Dude, no, we're talking come into my basement. Like, hey, oh man, we're talking worse. Like, and I think the guy drove a van too. I want to say,
oh boy,
he's got that creepy van.
Well, all right. So that is pretty
Yeah, you're like, where do I go with that?
There's
Like,
no
what do
way,
I ask
G-Man.
now?
You just gotta go with the next question because I mean, you just reached like just creepy dude level. But this one.
That's just one story, but go ahead.
Well, did you move around like a lot growing up, or were you born and raised in one place?
Yeah. So I was born in Rhode Island. And then when I was about 7, my family, meaning like my mom and dad, they decided that they would want to move across the country. And we're talking the other coast. Let's try out the other coast. Let's see if this works. Like when you're growing up, you know your story is like, oh, we drove across the country being little, which like I said, I don't remember much, but I remember that drive because it was like forever. So Oregon, lived in Oregon, lived there until I graduated high school, and then I actually graduated and then moved back to Rhode Island, lived there for a couple years. I actually worked with my grandfather, did construction. And then after the construction, and then the crazy part of my life of freaking drugs, drinking, sex, everything you can think of, that's my younger years. And then my older brother moved out to Utah. So I lived in Utah. I went there and then lived there for 11, 12 years and then came back here and been here about 5 years. And literally we're going to be moving like literally
nice.
in like a week or like a couple weeks and go
So
back
you
to
have
Utah.
lived in quite a few
like,
places, man.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
a little bit of
I
everywhere.
know it's hard to keep friends like that, especially growing up. But have any of your friends affected you, or like which friend has affected you the most, good or bad, growing up?
So that's a really good question. And excuse me. Wow. That almost ended not very good.
Did you just puke, dude? Are you
a little bit in my
okay?
mouth. Just kidding.
Lay up the fucking Red Bull, man.
Beef jerky. Man, that stinks. So
Oh, God.
Man, the question again? Okay, so I wouldn't say that there was a friend per se. I'd have to say it was probably like my brother, my oldest brother. He really like is a person that I look up to, that is kind of like, I guess you could say kind of like, not to get corny and weird, but kind of like my hero, you know? He was the person that like had all the best jobs. Kind of like, I guess you could say too, I hope he's probably going to listen to this dude and be like, what? He's like, that was your child hero? That like, yeah, that everybody's got that brother that in their family that everything he touches turns to gold. And I'm like the black sheep of the family. So I was the guy who never took things seriously and was just funny. And, I partied and just had fun and didn't really care about anything. So nice. I'd have to say my brother.
Good little shout out.
How much older is he?
He's only 3 years older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. So, now, what was your favorite thing? I mean, you said you did a lot of sports, and you have kind of all that extracurricular activity with your sports.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite thing to do in your spare time? I mean, aside from the fact that you were involved in all those sports, what else caught your attention when you were younger?
So, oh man, I did a lot of things. I mean, I was actually, you'll be like, what? So I was actually in band too, believe it or not.
Nice.
And I think it was just...
You're very excited about that, DK.
So... yeah.
Thank you.
I was percussion,
thank you for saving me.
I played the drums.
Oh, dude. I think everybody either played the drums, trumpet, or something. I played the saxophone. I think my
Oh,
thought was like
nice.
Kenny G, like, I think I'm gonna like serenade the chicks and
just
stuff,
rock
but that
it.
never happened. So um I never got around to practicing much. It was like my little hobby or my thing to say that I'm somewhat normal and
Oh,
not
my-
Yeah.
just a jock.
I-
Even though that's not
I would just
normal at
hide-
all.
I would just hide my pot, and my saxophone.
No, I
Oh
like that.
man.
And people have the stigmatism about band. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Some of my best buddies were in band, man. I love band.
Nice. Oh yeah. We had some good times too. Dude, quick story. So band story. So the last guy that was on this podcast, the crazy Canadian, right?
Right.
Right when he said that he's from Vancouver, I thought of the story that I was
Oh, you got
kicked out
kicked
of
out.
Vancouver.
What?
Dude.
What did you do?
Oh yeah, dude. So you guys okay if I steer away from that question?
Yes.
Just for a second.
That's fine. Don't worry. We'll scratch out the questions. This is important.
Oh. Dude. He's like Vancouver, Canada. I'm like, oh, amazing. So we went on a band trip because we were going to go to Vancouver and be in the Rose Parade. Be in a parade, prance around in that tight, really thick, woolly clothes. Oh my gosh, dude. Anyway, let me tell you that. Oh, dude, it's so funny. All right. So first off, when you're in, I'm sure if he were on the phone, he would tell you that you could be younger you could be younger to smoke. You could be younger to get a tattoo. And you could be, I think it's 16 or 17. Don't quote me on that. He would tell you what it was. But 16 or 17, one of the guys, when they let us off and be on our own, one of our friends got a freaking tattoo. It was just like, dude, this whole time was epic. So he gets a Joe Camel tattoo.
Great choice.
Dude. We're like, what's your mom gonna think? Like, he didn't give a shit about anything. So we got a Joe Camel tattoo. So one of the guys we all had no idea, and it's gonna sound stupid, but somebody got a huge water balloon and decided to bring it up to the hotel room. So we go up to the hotel room, they fill it up, and I look over and I'm like, what the freaking crap is that? So you could picture bigger than those medicine balls, those huge medicine balls.
Yeah.
Like,
nice.
Dude, full with water.
Oh.
Like huge. Like, it took 3 or 4 of us to carry that thing, and it didn't even pop. So they're like, let's throw it out the window. Oh my gosh. Roll up the window. We take it and didn't even really do anything. Just kind of went, like, we thought that it would just like hit the freaking curb, but you hear this boom, huge, loud noise, dude. And oh my gosh, I'm talking, it was so loud. We were in only the second floor, by the way. And everybody on the second floor, first floor, everybody's looking out the window. And we look out, and this van was just trashed. Like the windshield was completely shattered, but it also hit the top of the roof, so it was bent in, and the hood was bent in. It was amazing. So it was epic. So once everybody all looked out, and then you hear this, I think it's because of security or something like that. You hear this, woo, and then everybody just goes in, and I think everybody did the same thing because it was supposed to be like lights out or whatever. So we all get in bed, act like we're all asleep, and then we could hear down the hallway, they're knocking on all the doors. They're like, was this you? Was this you? Was this you? Same thing with us. Was this you? No, everyone's like, oh, what are you talking about? And so it just, long story short, they go throughout, and then finally they wanted to get everybody together because they're like, by the way, this is so bad. If nobody fesses up to this, you're all being kicked out of Canada, and we're going to
You're
send
like,
you back.
okay.
Like everybody. And of course, all the leaders were like, this is not going to happen. Somebody's got to do it. Like, because we're a part of the parade, blah, blah, blah. And finally, it got to the point where it was so bad, I just raised my hand and I'm like, it was me. So I took one for the team, even though it wasn't me who bought it. I didn't really. So they call my mom. I'm like crying. I like put it into my head that it was me. So I'm like, great story, you know. But so I couldn't go on the parade. They're like, you're going home on the next ferry.
And you got kicked out
Home.
of Canada.
I got kicked out of Canada.
Y'all muffed
That's
up
fucking
a-
legendary.
Oh man, like dude, it was bad. They were gonna like
Oh,
take
wow.
people to court and all that stuff, and finally like they got a hold of my mom and everybody, and they're like, he's got to pay for this or else you're going to court and you could like serve jail time. And I'm like,
No.
what? And nobody ever freaking said anything, dude. I'm like, come on, man.
Can you imagine being
Oh.
inside? Hey, what are you in? What are you in? What are you in for? And suddenly, well, I threw a balloon filled with water
Right?
and got kicked out of Canada.
They're strict in Canada, eh?
Well,
Not coming back here,
well, I'm
eh?
gonna take it to a more serious note from all these good stories, but so how long have you and your wife been married?
Yeah, we have been happily married. She's not here. She might tell you otherwise. Going on,
Really?
going on
14?
14 years.
Nice, man.
14 years.
All right. So I know the answer to this one, so I'm gonna act surprised. But how many kids do you have?
I
7
have
kids.
7.
Damn.
I will never
7
complain
kids,
again
bro.
about my 3.
Holy shit.
That's amazing.
Yeah. 7. That's crazy.
Oh man,
That is
yeah,
nuts.
7.
So,
Dude,
did you always
I'm
want
ready for it. So just ask me whatever. You know, I hear it coming. Did you guys have
But bro-
TV? Did you guys, you know?
Yeah, did
do you know
you? Well,
what
I
protection
mean,
is? Like, just kidding.
I mean, I saw where your head went right at the beginning. Sex. So I figured, like, all right, yeah, that's why he has 7 kids. So,
Oh, what's that?
did you hold on? Did you always wanted to have a big family like that, or did it just happen?
For me, yeah, dude, I was that weird kid too. That even though I was who I was, like, I still knew. I guess not that I knew the meaning of life because that sounds corny, but like, I guess that's a story. That's a story I could tell everybody. I always wanted a big family, and I think it's because, you know, I had lots of friends in Oregon and other places like Rhode Island. Rhode Island, we had big, huge. They call them clam bakes. So any of you guys listening, you'll be like, yeah, clam bakes. Huge clam bakes where you have all your family and all your friends come out. And a big thing that everybody does is horseshoe or whatever, you know, huge bonfire, massive. I'm talking like trees that they like fold up to make a freaking huge tall thing. And then like throw seaweed in the middle and then you put a bunch of food in there. Good times. So I always wanted to be that guy that had a big family so that I could have huge parties, like huge family parties, and everybody bring the grandkids and like,
No, there's
I feel like I'm almost there.
You feel like you're almost there?
No, I'm just kidding. That's too much.
Got to be done at
Well,
7.
with your wife and 7 kids, I mean, what do you want to accomplish in life? Like, where do you see taking all your little clan? Like, what's the end game look like?
Man, that's a freaking good question. And seriously, I really, really, really think that my biggest goal in life is to make sure that they leave my house
Awesome.
being good people. I think that's it.
Cool, man.
Like, that's the only thing that I want, because I feel like, man,
No,
I'm
don't
sorry
be
about
sorry.
the storytelling. But so like growing up and all that stuff, and then when I got married, there's maybe this is something that can help people, hopefully, but like there's different things that you could do when you get married, right? Most people, they'll talk about, hey, do you eventually want to have kids with your significant
Yeah.
other, right? I'm sure everybody asks that,
Right.
and then there's people too, as you get on and going, you start finding out if people can actually have kids, or if they have kids, like when. So I had so many people around me that before and then during, so many friends that actually most people couldn't have kids. So seeing that, I mean, we started early, and then you got the people that are like, you know what, I do want to have kids, but I want to wait until I'm fully ready. You know what I mean? I want to wait until I have a job or a career that is going to take me places, and then I could provide for my family. Because everyone's like, dude, do you know how expensive it is to have kids? I'm like, I know, dude. It's been 13 years, and dude, I don't know how many diapers I've gone through. I have no idea. I don't want to know, but we still freaking have diapers,
That's
and it's been
insane to
14
me.
years, dude. Like, so we haven't had a child or anything else
Yeah.
where we haven't had diapers. Sob story. Freaking wuss. Get over yourself, dude. You're the one who had them. But no, like, so there's different things that happen, and so there was a lot of people around us that it took, like my brother, like 7 years to have kids. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And of course, when he had his first round, they did the in vitro thing,
Oh, wow.
and he had triplets.
Oh no.
Yeah. And by that time, I think I was going on my third. So we had our third right when they had their three.
Wow.
So, dude, again, with the family thing, like, dude, we were so competitive to the point where when we got married, my older brother's like, dude,
Please.
don't beat us to grandkids. And then it was like we got married, and 2 months later, we're like, oh, let's try to have kids. Maybe we'll have a kid in a couple of years.
Yeah.
2 months
I'm
later into
pregnant.
it, oh yeah, you're knocked up. You're
That was-
good. It's like, holy crap. So what I meant by hopefully this could help people is like, never, if you're thinking about growing a family and ever want to, don't wait. I got to be honest, don't wait. And the reason why I say that is because if you're going to go through
Yeah.
challenges, no matter what, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. You're going to have ups and downs. But if you have a good spouse, dude, you grow together. And that's one huge thing that I learned in my life. One big lesson is that
Oh, yeah.
you're never ready, dude. Everyone's like, well, how'd you have 7 kids? Well, I had to have 6.
Yeah.
It starts with 1, and then you have to have 2. And then after that, so it's like you have to go through those things. But also what I'd like to say, that quite honestly, I feel for the people that can't have kids as well, because I couldn't even imagine what my life would be like without my kids. I probably would be a bum somewhere. I probably would be like drunk, like hanging out with like hookers and like, you know what I mean? Like a real douchebag.
I got grin quick.
I'm just kidding. But seriously, like there's, if you're going to do it, and don't wait, just go through it together, because you'll learn a lot.
No, that's awesome.
And, yeah.
Makes sense, brother. So what was your childhood oh shit, dude. Here's the foreigner trying to speak English. Here we go. So what was your childhood like? And tell me, I know you like telling stories, so combine that with what is your funniest childhood story?
Oh, dude, my whole childhood was funny. Oh man, I'd say that some of it wasn't funny because it was just a constant battle. So it was 4 brothers and 1 sister. The sister is the youngest. So I don't even know about family. being the last one with all these brothers, and I'm talking like I have a younger brother that's 6'6", I'm 6'3". You know, I got another brother that's 6'3".
Jeez, man.
My oldest brother 6'1". So like we're all big. So good luck, you know, to all the guys trying to get with my sister. So my childhood, I'd say, was pretty normal, you know, whatever that means. We were fortunate enough to have some places that we lived that had big, huge space, and like one of the places that we lived in was like 4 acres, and so there was apple trees, orange trees. There was a huge area where you could shoot bow and arrows, and dude, and that leaves it open,
yeah,
for anything and everything. Like I told my mom the other day, I was like, "Do you remember that? Like, I didn't see you for years. Like, I didn't even know there's parents, because they would just be like, go play,' and we're like, oh, like running around, freaking chickens with their heads cut off, doing everything you could think of. Oh,
well,
man.
It sounded like, man,
dude.
you and your family had some really happy and fulfilling times growing up. Was there any particular lessons that you and your siblings learned when you were growing up?
Oh, man. Lessons. That's a very good question.
Or was it
I
just
honestly
live life to the
can't
fullest? And
think of one. I think it was just live life to the fullest, just get by every day, and, you know,
come back
we
before
really
dark.
didn't just come back before dark, and don't like
That's it.
kill each other. Like, don't kill each other and don't die.
Yeah.
Because, dude, there's a funny time when I was little where this is older brothers can really have an effect on little brothers, and my little brothers wanted to always follow us and do the same things that we wanted to do. So there was a time where, so in the backyard, way back in the back, there's a fence, and beyond the fence there was those huge bee nests, those big huge beehives.
Ooh.
And I thought it was cool. I put on a one of those like arm bands that like if you break your arm you wear. And so I thought that I was like this tough kid, like, oh dude, I'm like Transformer, like, raw, you know. And so I go over there, and I had no idea that he was following me. I freaking go over and I hit one, and it was like a movie, dude. It was like it was every single bee imaginable just goes woof, and just filled the whole air, and I just ran, dude. But then when I ran, all of a sudden I hear this screaming.
Oh no.
Like blood curdling scream. It was the worst thing I've ever heard of.
Oh.
And so my brother and his friend were like hiding, but yet they got stung each like over 50 times a piece.
Holy shit.
And like my dad and our friend's dad like were like hosing them down with freaking a hose, and I was hiding in my room.
Oh damn!
Because I'd probably getting beat after that. So
that would 100% kill me, just so you know.
That's probably why I have no memory. I did a lot of those type of things. Just kidding.
That's nuts. So dude, here's something that we did just for you on here, because we know that you face daily challenges that are far beyond my comprehension. That's for sure. Because I got one girl, and I got her when she was 8, so I didn't go through the whole baby stage. So I've never experienced the parental life of dealing with babies. All right. I know DK has. So to me it is right. So to me it is unimaginable. So I want to ask you these things, and we created this section now. It's called Dave's Day-to-Day Adventures, and we're going to be asking you some questions about your day-to-day life.
Sure.
Right. So I'm gonna kick off the first one here. what does breakfast look like for you and your family in the morning?
Oh man, that's a great question.
Yeah, you can feel
The
his
sound of
soul
defeat in his
leave
voice.
his body.
Oh shit!
Oh my gosh, for real. So, oh man, there's so many different things, but honestly, I'll try to go quick, because I want you guys to ask me whatever. But so, um, every time that we have any type of a meal, not just breakfast, it's always like crazy in terms of like, what are we going to eat? Because all the kids, they all
Yeah.
have their things that they like, you know? So, for example, I don't know if everybody was looking at my Instagram. I posted a story where it was 24 eggs, which, to be honest, I didn't get to cook them all. I mean, well, no, didn't get to cook them all. I meant I
Oh
should
my-
have cooked like double that. It was 2 dozen eggs, but I should have done like 4 dozen, because literally they can freaking eat, and they're not. Dude, my oldest is 12. He's going on 13, and imagine like when
no.
they're all in their
No.
freaking like teens.
I
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna pray for you now. Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna have to like sacrifice a cow every freaking lunch, you know? Like, seriously.
No. Yeah, it's like you said, when they're
They can
teenagers, it's
eat,
gonna
dude.
get so much
So, but-
worse.
Yeah, because I know how I was, and when all my brothers, when we were all, my mom, bless her soul, like had to take us everywhere. She was that typical like woman of many hats, like trying to take us all to all of our practices because we're all different ages. I mean, there's 3 years difference between me and my older brother, and then the next one is another 6 years, and then next year another 6 years below me. So there is a gap, but
Yeah.
you know, we're all different ages. So
Well, for
Right.
your whole
You know.
family, how long does it take all 9 of y'all to get ready to leave the house? Because I think me and my 4 others take a little bit. I can't imagine 9.
yeah. So there is a little bit of a science to it. I mean, I joke around, and it seems difficult, and it's most people say or would say you could say anything, and you can use an excuse for everything, but we have it down. I mean, my wife is really good because, for one, we can leave the house sometimes where everybody's wearing nice clothes, you know, good. She makes sure that when we go out, we don't look the part of the typical like family that could use
Yeah.
any excuse, you know. So we try to, yeah. And even myself, she's like, "You're gonna go out looking like that. I don't want you to look like a freaking like player, like, and you know, like the hat that, you know, and like the freaking wear my socks up high,
Yeah.
but not over the jump man, you know, and then wear my high tops with the Jordans, even though I do have them. So yeah, we try to go out looking pretty nice, but we have those conversations with all the kids wherever we go, and also we don't sugarcoat anything. We take our kids places, we take our kids into stores. You know, we want them to learn, we want them to grow, we want them to, you know, sometimes it's crazy, but then, you know, we still discipline them, we still talk to them, even if they are going nuts and one of them's running the other way and the other one's like jumping off the freaking, you know, the cart, and one of them lands on their head. Let's not talk about that. But
So hold on, I gotta. So I got something to tie into that. Do you have a strategy or something, like when you go to the grocery store or someplace like that? Do you have a strategy or something that you've prearranged with your kids and your wife, in which there's some kind of war call that you do and everybody just reunites in the same place? Because I can imagine kids running all over the place, man.
right.
What does that look like?
Dude, it is. So we obviously, what we try to do, we try to have a conversation in the car. That's keyword, try, you know, and then they're to the point now where they'll finish all the sentences for me. Like, what do we do when we go in the store? Everyone listens, you know, and it's like, It's like class, like, all right, everybody, like, how do we act? Let's get a buddy, like everybody
Get
hold
a
on to
buddy
your buddy.
system.
No, we do actually do that. I mean, an older one takes a younger one, or, we have multiple carts because, one cart is for, those families with
going
just
through
a
there
couple
looking
kids.
like
We
a
have like
family of
90
quail
carts.
going
So,
into the sport.
oh, dude,
Yeah.
the best part is the looks from everybody. The looks are just amazing. We just want to,
just blow it off.
but we're so used to it. It's like,
Well,
whatever,
Like, okay, so
So-
is it hard for
Oh,
you
yeah.
and your wife to find a babysitter if y'all ever want to get some alone time and like make a night of it on a date or something?
Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, it's more
A
like
team of babysitters.
multiple babysitters. It's like you need
No.
a team. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Even my mom can't handle all of them. Like she has to have somebody else there to team up.
I can almost feel it like
You know,
or on the phone, or an advert. You're trying to find someone to watch and like, oh yeah, I can do this weekend. How many kids do you have? Oh, just 7. Just 7. That's all. Like what? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Becky, you're gonna need backup. Okay.
And we know the drill, so it's
Yeah.
like we try to do it differently every time just
Oh,
to get a laugh
sneak it in
sometimes.
there.
Like,
Did you say 4?
7.
Yeah. I said
They're like,
4.
excuse
plus
me?
3.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I meant 2. Like,
Yeah. You were
Surprise!
committed.
Bye.
We're on.
yeah, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like sprint out the door. No, but that's actually something that, depending on where we've lived, if we don't know many people, there's a lot of times where we just don't go out. Like we, unfortunately, like we use our time at night for everything. So we put the kids to bed. We have a pretty regimented routine where we try to get them to bed by like 7 or 8. Which now is like extremely hard to do. It's like, it's more like midnight,
Right.
It's like,
And that's when you guys manage to have your alone time to wind down and kind of have time
Exactly.
for you and your wife.
right. Well, I mean, we will go through every type of, it's always Netflix and chill or Hulu or, something that we try to get on some kind of a cool
No, I understand
series or
it.
something like that. And,
So like,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Especially
So-
now
I
with
know
the
that
Rona.
probably changes a lot of things
Yeah.
for you, but hearing kind of like how many kids you have and all the different things, like I'm sure even chores is a big thing for you. So like, do you divvy that work out between the kids? Like say a huge laundry day, I
Oh,
can
yeah.
only imagine y'all doing like 6 loads every day, but so like, how do you divvy out chores?
Yeah, it's been a struggle through the years. It's gotten harder and harder just because it's like you have to stick with the routine, and then some days it's just like because of different things you got. Now the kids are older, so you got them in cheerleading and football and this and that. So it's like sometimes we've had, or my wife is amazing at all this stuff, but she'll create calendars
Oh, nice.
with the days and like who does what, and so it's like, but how long do we stick with it? It's here and there. We try to also we try to do a system where they get something out of it, just to hopefully help them, or
just
get them a
little
toy
reward
that they
system
want
to
or
keep
whatever,
going.
that will, get them to do it.
Yeah.
But you said laundry.
Fuck it, dude. That's called bribery. Let's not sugarcoat it. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
more
but
like
you're not
slave
getting
labor.
paid.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, that's why I have the kids. I want them to get to a point where they do everything, and we just sit back. They get us our cigars and our beers and whatever we want, and then
Yeah. I see.
All
what
right.
you're
Now
saying.
I get the
What
7
you were
kids.
thinking.
All right, cool.
yeah. dude, eventually we're not gonna need to do anything. Just bring me my food. No, just kidding.
So, but that's incredible to me. It's dude, I just want to say you have an interesting life for sure. And we so appreciate you coming here to the show today and sharing that with us. Dude, I think this has been our longest show so far.
Stories.
Because you have a lot of cool stories.
Oh man, I could go all day. I appreciate you guys' time too, dude. I really do.
Dude, those of you listening right now, we've left a lot of stories out. Okay, just so you know, because we know we have that 1 hour crunch that we need to be in. But Dave has so many stories, and they're so cool. And if you go on his Instagram, you're gonna see that he's not kidding when he says he goes everywhere, he does shit everywhere. And the thing that's been cracking me up lately about your Instagram, Dave, has been the push-ups everywhere. and I can open your feed and suddenly see you doing push-ups in the weirdest places. And it just cracks me up, dude. So it's been really amazing to talk to you today.
I feel as having like a Dave Part
Thank you.
2 series.
I appreciate it.
We can continue all the good stories you have with you and your crazy family, because it has been awesome having you on, man. And I can only imagine. I commend you and your wife.
Thanks.
We should do.
Oh yeah.
It's been a blast. I hope that I've been entertaining enough. That's the goal.
Brother,
I know I'm
think
not
we
that
should
20-year-old kid.
We should do a Dave's Kids Story special.
There you go.
In which we go story for one of each one of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They all have their own stories, and
awesome.
They're all different, and that's not including, I didn't even mention the fact that I have a couple of special needs children. That makes it difficult as well. But also a lot of growth in that. You mentioned the push-ups, and I think honestly I wanted to make something different because everybody's doing those push-up challenges, and I'm like, well, and this isn't to say that people that just do them in their living room is bad, because
too late.
Literally, we could, but literally, I live in an area right now. I live on an island, and there's so much history here, and so I'm like, why don't I just do them in random spots, and because we go everywhere all the time. Like if we're bored, we go for drives, we do everything. So, I'll just pop out of the car and just do those push-ups, and, in front of a mansion or in front of the next one. I might do Jay Leno's house, because Jay Leno lives over here. So,
nice.
Judge Judy, that's a good one. She might be like coming out and calling the cops on me.
Oh god. So anyway, I'm gonna Dave. Do you want to give your Instagram handle?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, go for it.
So my Instagram is @beardface2020. I don't have anything else yet. I'm working on a business, so eventually I'll have like a business account and all those things. But that's when you guys can do like another round 2 of business life and family life.
Yeah, sounds good. So guys, so that's Dave's Instagram account. You can find DK. Drop yours right there. Perfect. And then you can reach the Instagram for the show. That's going to be warrior.btb, as in behind the beard official. And then you can find me at coach.zeke. And guys, we really appreciate you guys taking an hour and however long we've been doing it so far of your time to spend with us. It has been really great. The response has been really amazing, and we love spending this time with you guys. And just to let you know, something that is going to be happening in the future, very soon, we're going to be doing a shorter version of this, in which DK and I are going to be punishing each other with weird questions that we're going to get from you guys. So just keep an eye on those Instagrams, because we're going to be posting where you can go and leave us what questions would you like me to ask DK or DK to ask me.
Yeah.
And let's see how stupid we can get with that.
Yes.
Man, that sounds awesome. I'm going to ask you guys the weirdest questions.
I know we
no,
already
he
have
has a
Scott
vendetta.
on a mission here.
Absolutely. But no, I just wanted to thank you, Dave. Man. Really appreciate you coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I wish you nothing but you and your family the best, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Same to you, and same to you, Zeke. It's really been a pleasure, and I love your guys' show. It's freaking awesome. So I really look forward to it, especially being in my
Oh yeah, no, thank you.
situation. It's something that I enjoy listening to. So yeah.
I think we appreciate you, Dave, and thank you for taking time to come on and hang out with us. All right, guys. So we'll be signing off right now, and we'll be seeing you guys pretty soon. See you later, guys.
See ya.